So today I'm installing a short shifter, a 2009 Corolla. So the first couple steps I've actually already done, but I'll explain them to you, which is obviously taking off these trim pieces here. So you have to unsnap the two silver pieces that go right below this piece. So you unsnap those just by pulling straight out. And then there's two screws that allow you to unsnap this piece with the cover door in it and the cigarette lighter, and then you have to unplug the cigarette lighter with that right there. So then that comes out, and then that will expose two more screws that allow you to take off this whole center console here. So you take off the gear shift knob. There is a let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So there's this piece right here that goes down and around the gear shift like this. But to get it loose, there's one piece right here that the slot extends all the way to the edge. I put a flathead screwdriver in it, twist, and that spreads it enough to allow you to pull this off the gear shift lever and pull that piece completely out. So you've got that piece and you've got this piece, which is the cup holder. So, and that exposes all of this for you. So depending on if you're just doing the short shift, or if you are also installing new base bushings. The base bushings are these 4 bolts right here. So there's one here, one over here, and then there's 2 up top there. So you undo the bolts, you push this part down, straight down. I used a flathead screwdriver that covered this with and push down, and they pop out the bottom of it. And this is how the OEM base bushing is installed. And then I used a screwdriver to kind of compress the rubber and push it down through the hole. And so that's what that looks like. The bushings we put in are solid aluminum to give a lot firmer feel to the shifts. So that's all pretty simple stuff. So this is where we're kind of catching up on. So there is right here, there's a clip that goes around here. You have to take it off. But the thing is you can't just take it off. So it's pressed on. So this is it right here. So this sat around that. What I did was I used my Dremel with a cutting wheel, and I just made a cut. Once I cut it and that popped off, then I was able to pry it off with a screwdriver. So, and that makes it much easier. It's just a couple minutes of cutting, and then that comes off. So this is where we're at. So now what we need to do is get the shifter out from under this contraption here. And to do that, we have to slide this pin out, and you have to keep in mind the orientation of this spring, because the spring's got to go back the same way when you reassemble it. So take pictures beforehand so that you don't forget how to put that back together. It's not difficult, but you just got to make sure that it's in the right way. And once we get that off, we're able to take this cover right here, and this will snap off, and then we can swap out the OEM shift knob for the one that comes with the short shift kit. So, all right, so that is where we're at. Next thing to do is get a punch if you have one. screwdriver or something. This just needs a little bit of coercion to get it moving. I saw it move already. Go. Okay. So this piece will slide out. There we go. Oops. So, oh well. So, I wish my flashlight would stay on. So now, so here you can see the shifter mechanism. Okay, so getting it off is a lot easier than getting it back on. So grab one end of it and then push. You want to get those two little plastic tabs. There's my flashlight freaking out again. There it goes. So okay, so that is our OEM shift knob compared to our short shifter. So you can tell the rotational point is different, and of course the length of the shifter is different. So, but we got to get this off and put it onto that one. And the kit comes with the piece that you need to do that. That's what this little metal. This job does. So what you do is this goes on here and you tap it and it'll pop it off. So tap it with a hammer. So, and then there's a new clip in there for the side of that pin too. So okay, so situate this like this inside a vise, and then there's a little punch and a little tap. And there it goes. So what I do then is I put some grease around the ball here. This is what rotates within the cup. So it doesn't need much, and there's a little bit that comes in there. So yeah. Okay. So and this sits back in here like this. Now, what we got to do is we got to get this back in that little cup. And if you're real careful, okay, so now it's in the cup. So now, if you're lucky, it's always better be lucky than good. So you can see, can you see from there? So you can see both the clips are around the, there we go. So there's both the clips back around, so, and holding that in. So, and this will sit in its little saddle there. Where I put it? Oh, here it is. So, and this goes down over it. Remember, we go the back end in first. There we go. And then this presses down like that. So then this is gonna slide over, but we gotta get the spring. So I gotta put this back in. So the bottom one is gonna go on the top. So that's the easy part, because you can situate it like that. Then you gotta remember to pivot this bottom one back under. So the key is on this. Oh, here it is. So the key is if you get this whole thing started a little bit. So if this pin is in, this won't rotate, but you can't have it in very far because you got to get this around the bottom. So there we go. So if you just put it in as like that, just a little bit, it helps hold those pieces together, and then you can line the spring up perfectly again, and you just push it on. So, and then these go on top and bottom of that little square piece too. There we go. There. So you can see that little block right there. So, okay. Now that is back together. The only thing that this needs to be done is tapped back in. There we go. And you will see so that's where it comes out there. So, and that's where we have to put on the other little fitting on it, so it keeps that pin from recessing out. So they provide this little push-on clip for the one that you have to use the Dremel to get off. So, and I try to get it wedged on there. And sometimes I'm more successful than others. But what I do is I use a socket that is the same size as the little, well, let's see here. Come on. As the clip they give you. Get started. And as you tap it, you'll tap it out this way. So you gotta tap that back on. But I've got it on there now. So I'll show you that it's started. So you can see how it's grabbed onto it now. So now I just have to keep working it on until it's snug. Okay, so you can see that the new fitting is pushed onto it, and I just used a socket that was the same diameter as the fitting. So this just pushed on it just like that. So allowed it to slide over. And now the shifter is all back together. So now all I got to do is put the trim pieces back together and the shift knob on it, and should be ready to roll. So after putting all the trim back on and cleaning that up at the same time, this is what we are left with. So it's a nice stubby short throw. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So I've got short shifters on all of my cars and love them. And my daughter likes it too, so she'll be loving this when she's driving this thing around. So I hope that was helpful to anybody interested in installing a short shifter. This is a 2009 Corolla. It does fit many other years. I think the 9th and 10th gen Corollas use the same one. So if you want to enjoy the driving action and shifting action while rolling around in your stick, then pick up one of these and you'll love it. So any questions or comments, just leave them in below, and I do try to answer all the questions. Slap a like button if you appreciate it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you much.